Hello and welcome back to the channel. I got a special treat for you and you've already seen it. This is going to be my review of the terminal list. So first off, let's start with the trailer. This will give us all a good starting place.
Investigations are still ongoing into the failures of Operation Odin Sword.
Failed mission resulted in the death of 12 Navy SEALs.
Lieutenant Commander James Reese, can you outline the details of your mission?
They knew we were coming.
According to audio logs, you went dark on comms roughly 4 mics in. Why?
That's not how it went down.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Headaches, paranoia, memory confusion.
Daddy.
We're gonna get through this, okay?
Wanna tell me what happened? Somebody fed us bad intel. It was a setup. If I'm right, we need to act on this. I need names.
If there's a connection to you and your men, I'll find it.
Answers or blood? Blood. Where's James Reese?
Does it trigger fusion if it's a Navy SEAL?
There's a bunch of people tracking you right now, so just lay low. I have 12 men flying home in caskets right now. What? This is personal. Oh, you wanted in on the fray. Now, you're in the battlefield.
Awesome line.
There's evil in this world, the likes of which you can't possibly imagine.
James.
Take Lucy, get her out of the house now.
I'm not gonna tell you again. Stay off my list.
Okay, so the trailer is very exciting and I just want to tell you that the series is just as exciting. So let's go ahead and we've seen the trailer. Let's just go through the plot overview and the characters real quick. So as was said in the trailer, former Navy SEAL officer investigates why his entire platoon was ambushed during a high-stakes covert mission. You saw some of the major players in the trailer there, so let's go through them. First up, we have Chris Pratt as James Reese. Phenomenal job. I mean, he sells it. You really believe that this guy is a Navy SEAL. It's an amazing... He just does an amazing job. I can't say enough. Constance Wu as Katie Bernack is a great... She nails this part. I can't say enough about the cast and probably the directing then. Because I don't think that you can just get any old cast and have them kind of perform at this level without a hell of a director. Taylor Kitsch as Ben Edwards. I have been a fan of Taylor Kitsch for a while, actually, since he did the movie John Carter. I thought he actually did a really good job in John Carter. Battleship is also another one that I enjoyed him in. So, yeah, and in this series, again, he plays a guy who works at the CIA, and he sells it, absolutely sells it. Riley Coe, Lauren Reese, and even Arlo Metz as Lucy Reese. Great job. They really do a good job. Their parts are not as big, even though it says that they're in eight episodes. So their parts are a little more limited. But again, like every moment that you are with James and his family is an emotional moment. It is, you can feel it. You are convinced that this is a family. Jean Triplehorn as Secretary Hartley. Oh my God, just another fantastic character. J.D. Pardo as Agent Tony Leung. Also Agent Christina Vidal, Christina Vidal as Agent Mac Wilson. Very good. Then we get to some of the people that we didn't necessarily see in the trailer, or not very much of in the trailer. Nick Chinlund as Admiral Gerald Pillar. Again, everybody just sells it. The performance is just, I totally bought in. Tina Rushing does an excellent job as Liz Rushley. She's also central, not so much in like the first few episodes, but from maybe like episode 3 on, she's a central character. So she's also very, very important character. I don't know why they didn't show her in the trailer. Jay Courtney, who plays Steve Horn, fantastic. And then Richard Fontana, also very good. And then there you have some other, like the JAG Captain here, JAG Captain Howard, a little bit smaller part, but really sells it too. And Mike Tedesco, or Paul Crane playing Mike Tedesco. You may remember him from such movies like RoboCop, where he plays the guy who got melted. Yes, okay. So that's the characters. Let's get into the spoiler-free review. All right, first up, episode 1. Like, if I could use 2 words to describe this episode, it would be disoriented and paranoid. Like, you're not sure what's happening, and by the end, you're no longer sure who's an enemy or who's a friend. You get to the very end and you just feel like someone kicked you in the gut at the finale. It is brutal, absolutely brutal. It's a slow episode, so in my opinion, you should be prepared to soak up this first episode and then take a break. It was so intense, I just couldn't do it. I had to stop and take a break and then come back to it. I think I came back to it the next night. So seriously, that's my recommendation. Episode 2, another slow episode. I can pull up the names of the episodes here, actually. So let me do that. It's Encoding. All right. Like I said, another slow episode, but it really solidifies the relationship between James Reese, Ben, who Taylor Kitsch plays Ben, Marco, who we didn't talk about, but he's also going to be an important character, and Liz. So be prepared for that. You're going to get some more time with Jean Triplehorn as Secretary Hartley, and she just nails this character, really. You get the sense that Secretary Hartley is a deeply patriotic person, but there's something under the surface that you're not sure about. There's like an extra layer of complexity, and you can feel it, you can see it. I don't know if it's just in the writing or in the acting or both. You get that sense, though. We meet other people in this episode that we're just not sure of. We really are like, friend or not, right? Friend, enemy, frenemy, we don't know. There's a lot of that going on here. And I guess I would say that you are torn all the way through the finale, or nearly all the way through the finale. You're kind of torn. You're not sure what's going on. You are still kind of feeling disoriented, paranoid, confused, and you're a little bit unsure of yourself. You're a little bit unsure of James Reese. And then I will just say you get to a turning point right basically at the end of this episode. Major turning point. And then you start to feel like, I don't know, something's really going on here. There's really something going on. Episode 3. What in the hell is going on with Secretary Hartley? Like, that's the first up, and you are like, what is she doing? she's up to something. This just, I don't know what's going on here, but I didn't like it, right? You just, that's the feeling I had. I felt like she was possibly, maybe a counter agent or something. Like, you get the feeling like maybe she's involved with the bad guys now. You're not sure, right? And that happens a lot with many characters. So just be prepared. Like, you will go back and forth on characters trying to decide if they're a friend or an enemy. It happens all the time. Katie is back. Katie Burnett, the reporter. And she's kind of full of disdain. She thinks she's got all of this figured out. She thinks she's got James Reese figured out. And I'd say by the end of their meeting, she's absolutely shitting a brick. Okay? And that's when, like, stuff's hitting the fan, and now she's kind of convinced that something's going on too. Ben continues to be this shadow character that's kind of working in the background. Reese is close with this guy, and they're always basically working together. And then I would say this is the episode where the first true villain makes his appearance, and you get this point where Reese goes to a strip club, and I kind of just thought this is a truly sad and pathetic, maybe not pathetic, but this is a guy who is very sad, and this is a guy who is suffering. That's what you're getting from that moment. The sadness and the suffering, physical suffering as well as emotional suffering. And you really think you kind of see this scene seems very straightforward. And then by the end of the movie, or by the end of this episode, again, it feels like everything gets turned on its head, and the scene will appear different to you for certain. Okay, that's all I can say without spoilers. And we get our first big bad face-off, right? We get our first face-off with the big baddie, the big villain for this episode. And and then by the end of the episode, you're like, you feel it in your gut. And that is episode 3. Let's go on to episode 4. I would say just one other thing on episode 3. Like, I think I watched this one and episode 4 together. And I think that they make a good pairing. All right, next up is episode 4, Detachment. Now, Detachment, the pace is really starting to pick up. Reese is actually looking for 2 people on his list in this one. By now, Agent Leung is kind of fully investigating Reese and Katie. So he's hot on their heels. And CEO Steve Horn, well, we see that he has his hands in a lot of pies. And I think he really comes into focus as a character. We really see who he is. We get a sense of who he is in episode 3, but we're pretty certain we know just kind of what kind of guy CEO Steve Horn is by the end of this episode. Let's see what else. Reese, Marco, Ben, and Liz, the A-team is back together again and making things happen, right? But we can actually see that everything that's going on, everything that Reese is doing, is taking this huge toll on him. This whole ordeal is taking a huge toll, and you can see it and you can feel it, right? It's visceral. You feel it in your gut. Hartley has continued to work her budget thing, and by now we see that there are actually snakes everywhere around her. It seems like there are no honest people amongst all of everyone there. And but we're still not sure if she's one of the snakes, right? So you kind of feel like you've flipped on her again. Is she bad? No, it seems like all the people around her are shady, but maybe she's not. Last but not least, Katie. Katie is continuing to chase this this story. She is tumbling down the rabbit hole 100%. And we get to see some nice moments of her with her brother. And then I'd say to wrap this episode up, shit in Mexico goes down, down, D-O-W, down, all right? The A-Team has its work cut out for it in Mexico. And let's just say, like, not everybody gets away scot-free on that. So, you know, you will be on the edge of your seat in this episode for sure. And then I think this is a good stopping point again. Like, I watched episode 3, then I watched episode 4. And again, I'm like, whew, like, that was intense, right? You are just like, holy shit. And, you know, if you want, I think this is another good place to stop, unless you're going to binge the whole thing. So that is the plot overview for episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the Terminal List. I'm going to go ahead and end this part of the video here. Episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be in the second part, and I will post these at the same time. So if you want to, just follow the link in the description or the card, or if the video pops up, then you can follow it in the corner when it pops up. But that is it for this part of the episode. Now, if you want to continue to smash the narrative, like you will feel like your brain got smashed by this Terminal List, then go ahead and smash the like, subscribe, and share buttons, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. If you want to support the channel, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/Brett Smashy and show your support.